You've been sold a lie. The one that says if you work hard and trust the system, you'll have a secure retirement. But the system was never designed for you to win. It was designed to benefit the rich, and it's working perfectly. You followed the plan. The plan was never for you. That sinking feeling in your stomach as you look at your 401k isn't your fault. It's the sound of waking up to the truth. While you were playing by the rules, the super rich were playing a different game entirely. So, let's pull back the curtain on the financial game they're actually playing. We're going to break down the trusts, the tax shelters, and the loopholes you were never meant to find out about, and show you how to start building real, protected wealth just like them. If the system feels broken, it's because it is. The promise has been shattered, and the numbers don't lie. Experts say you need $1.26 million to retire. The hard reality? Most people closing in on retirement have less than $300,000. Nearly 40% of American households have nothing saved at all. That's not a gap, it's a chasm. The middle class was promised security. What they got was volatility on autopilot. This isn't a personal failure. It's a system failure. Even for those who are saving, it feels like an illusion. 401k contributions may be hitting record highs, but balances are getting hammered by market volatility and the soaring cost of simply staying alive. If you feel like you're on a hamster wheel, saving money but getting nowhere, you're not going crazy. You're just playing a game you were never set up to win. Now, let's get into why. The retirement plan sold to the middle class stands on 3 pillars, and all of them are crumbling. First, the tools they gave you are obsolete. Your 401k is just a tax-deferred time bomb. It was never meant to be your primary retirement vehicle. It was a supplement in an era of strong pensions and low costs. Now, it's the only lifeboat for millions, leaving your life savings completely exposed to the mood swings of the stock market. Next are the silent wealth killers, inflation and stagnant wages. For decades, your paycheck has barely kept up with inflation, while housing, healthcare, and education costs have exploded. That 5% return in your 401k gets eaten alive by 3% inflation and 1% in fees. In terms of real buying power, you're barely treading water. You are saving, but the finish line is moving away from you faster than you can run. And the third crumbling pillar? The pension. For the lucky few who still have one, the ground is shaking. Public pensions across the country face a gigantic shortfall. Illinois is a poster child for this crisis, with over $140 billion in unfunded promises and a funded ratio as low as 45%. This isn't politics, it's a math problem. The system pushed all the risk off of corporations and onto your shoulders. You're now the fund manager, the risk analyst, and the one left holding the bag. While you were busy feeding your 401k, the wealthy were playing an entirely different sport. It's not about saving more aggressively. It's about building a financial fortress. Here's their playbook. First, the rich don't save money, they structure it. Their number one tool is the trust, a legal vault that holds and protects assets. By placing assets into certain kinds of trusts, you no longer legally own them. This shields those assets from lawsuits, creditors, and divorces. More importantly, it can pull those assets out of your taxable estate so they can pass to your family with incredible tax advantages. This is how they build a financial fortress that protects their family from the chaos of the outside world. But protecting what you have is just step one. Now, let's look at how they rig the game on taxes. Next, they don't just pay less tax, they live in a different tax reality. They use a legal structure some call the trifecta, a trust, an S corporation, and multiple LLCs. The LLCs act as a firewall, so if a business gets sued, their home and personal savings are walled off and safe. Then, they weaponize the tax code with moves like real estate depreciation. They can buy a profitable building, but legally claim a paper loss because the building is technically getting older, which then cancels out other real income. This means they can be cash flow positive while legally telling the IRS they're losing money, freeing them from the tax burden that drains everyone else. This brings us to the most critical mindset shift. They stop trading their time for money. The rich focus on owning assets that generate money passively, businesses that run without them, real estate portfolios that produce rent checks, patents, or royalties. They use their active income to buy these passive income machines until the money coming in is more than their living expenses. That is true freedom. And once they master that, they move to the final piece of the puzzle, making sure their wealth outlives them. In a future video, I'll show how ultra-high net worth families even create private banks inside their trusts to accelerate this process. Finally, their plan isn't for retirement. It's for a dynasty. One of their most powerful tools is the step up in basis. If your parents bought a stock for $10 and it's worth $1,000 when they pass away, you inherit it at the new value. You can then sell it for $1,000 and pay zero capital gains tax. That entire lifetime of growth is passed on completely tax-free, allowing for the transfer of trillions in generational wealth. And that's just the beginning, because some families go beyond tax breaks and start building private financial empires. We'll get into that next. Look, I know this is a lot. It can feel like you've been playing checkers only to find out the real game is three-dimensional chess. But here's the good news. You can learn the game. Subscribe if you're done playing defense. This channel shows you how the rich actually win, so you can stop surviving and start building real wealth on your own terms. So, is the retirement system a lie? Not entirely, but it's a lie that it's the safest path to security. For most people, it's a path that no longer leads to the destination it promised. The game of wealth in this country isn't about what you earn. It's about what you keep, how you protect it, and how you make it grow for you. It's about shifting from saving to structuring, from earning to owning. Their game was never meant for you. But now you know the rules. And it's your move. Thanks for watching. Here's another video I think you'll enjoy. It digs even deeper into the financial playbook of the elite.